Hey, this is Gelennil, and today I'll be going through how to make vegan hot cross buns. So let's get straight into it and go through what we'll be needing to make these. So we will need 500 grams of white bread flour, 75 grams of caster sugar, 3 teaspoons of mixed spice, 1 teaspoon salt, zest of 1 lemon, 7 grams of instant yeast, 80 grams non-dairy butter, 300 milliliters non-dairy milk, 250 grams mixed fruit, 50 grams of plain flour and 60 milliliters of water. So to start, we'll be mixing our flour, sugar, mixed spice and salt together in a large bowl. And this is our white bread flour, not the plain flour, obviously we're doing it for this. Now if you don't want to use mixed spice, you can use 2 teaspoons of cinnamon and 1 teaspoon of nutmeg, or whichever is your preference. It's just that I had no cinnamon left, but I did have mixed spice when I was making these. And you just want to add the zest from your lemon and the packet of instant yeast, which will be 7 grams. And you just want to mix together all of your dry ingredients that you have so far. Now you just want to add in your non-dairy butter. Make sure this is at room temperature when you're adding this in, as it will make it a lot easier for you to be able to mix this in, as you want it soft and malleable to be able to put straight into your flour mixture. And then we'll be adding in our non-dairy milk of choice. This can be soya, almond, coconut, it doesn't make a huge difference. Soya would probably be a better choice, but whichever you have on hand. As you can see, your dough will be starting to take hand straight away after adding in your milk. At this point it would be a lot easier just to go straight in with your hands and start kneading, but it took me a lot longer. Don't know why I didn't choose to just start kneading sooner, and for some reason I decided to use a fork to try and break down the butter further. Again, it would be a lot easier if I just started using my hands sooner. So yeah, just knead your mixture and you want to break it all down and mix it all. Most importantly is making sure the butter is fully mixed in. As you can see, I've now decided to actually start using my hands to knead this. It is a very sticky dough mixture at this stage, so you will be having it all over your hands. This is normal, it's just this type of dough for this. As you are kneading it, keep making sure you are picking up any of the dry mixture that's on the bottom of the bowl and pushing it straight into the rest. You don't want to knead all this then see you've got a large clump of dry flour at the bottom of your bowl. And once you have finished kneading your dough and it is fully mixed and you cannot find any lumps of butter or anything in there, you just want to cover this and leave your dough to rise for 1 to 2 hours, much preferably 2 hours, or obviously cover, leave in your fridge and leave overnight. And once your dough has risen, you just want to straight away knead this again. It's still very sticky, but just get your hand straight in there. And now you can roll this out and add in your mixed fruit, or just put them straight into your bowl. But if you're doing putting them straight into your bowl, rather than rolling it out, you will need to knead it and mix it and add the fruit in slowly. If you want to roll this out in a square and roll it while sprinkling your fruit over, it would be a bit easier. Whichever you prefer, because this dough is very sticky, I did not want to try to roll this out knowing that it would be a lot more hassle. So yeah, try to mix in your fruit as well as you can. You can just go straight raisins, you can just go mixed fruit, whichever you have and whichever you prefer. I had a bag of mixed fruit, so I thought why not put these straight in. Having candied peel, currants, sultanas, raisins, cranberries. Yeah, you can see how sticky it is. Every time I'm lifting it up, it's taking the bowl with it. Yeah, just keep kneading and making sure as many of the fruit is as evenly spread inside of the dough. Now again, you can roll this out and then use a knife to slice this into 12 completely equal ones, or as I am, just eyeballing it, pulling pieces off. Now, because this is very sticky, the best way to do this for me is to put this in the palms of your hands and roll the dough into complete even balls. You do want to keep rolling it, it does take a while, and it'll become less sticky the more you're rolling this in your palms. You'll see in a picture in a moment how they should be looking once you're putting them into your prepared tray. It is quite important that you are rolling these in your palms to be like this, otherwise there will be very odd shapes. See in this picture how much cleaner and more round these are looking. And you will want to preheat your oven to 210 and have these placed in a tray with parchment. So then for the cross, all we need to be doing is adding our plain flour and our water, and then just using a whisk or a fork and just mixing this. You may not need all of the water, so you can add it slowly at a time, but we do need to make this a very thick paste, otherwise when you're adding on the cross it might not stay in position and could go to one side and not be even. So better to make it too thick and have to add a tiny bit more water than have it too runny and having it run down the side of your buns when placing this on. Once you have whisked up your basic batter with just the water and flour, you just want to spoon this into a nice piping bag. And just pipe these straight across your buns. And obviously with the consistency I have, these are going to stay pretty well. You can see how they are sticking upright, not moving at all. And you can go as thick or as thin as you want with these. Obviously if you're going to go much thicker than I have here, you will need to have more flour and water in the mixture. And it doesn't have to be perfectly neat. My piping bag isn't amazing, so it is quite hard for me to keep going with this. Especially as it is a very small amount of batter that you're going to be having in this bag, so it's hard to keep pushing it down. As you can see, it keeps on ending and I keep having to keep going. But as long as you have a rough cross on these, it'll still look fine once they have actually baked. And unfortunately here, the piping bag of mine did actually break. There is enough icing of the mixture in this to do the cross along all of these, but my bag wasn't working fully, so yes, when you are piping your crosses onto your buns, make sure you do have a half decent piping bag. As I believe in a moment, mine does actually, yes, just fall off. As you will see, they do end up looking neat enough once they are baked. So you want to bake these for 25 minutes. and these are what they would look like when they are done. As you can see, some of the fruit has ballooned from there. You do need to make sure you are pushing these in as much as you can and then not sticking out the top. Otherwise they can burn and be quite horrid when you are biting into those. Anyway, now I should be glazing them, and you do want to glaze these as soon as they come out of the oven and they are still hot. It will make a much better glaze. And you can either use maple syrup, golden syrup, or a jam of your choice. And as you can see here, while I am glazing these, some of the ballooned mixed fruit is just going shelf. Just leave them to the side, probably throw those away, as the burnt fruit is not that great. But all the fruit inside that wasn't directly on top will still be great. So yeah, just gently glaze over your buns. As you can see, I did just use a single tablespoon of whichever you want to use. You really do not need that much, you just want a thin layer of glaze on the top of these. And then just once these are cooled, place onto a wire rack to cool off. And I hope you enjoy these as much as I did. Thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe, it does help me out so much.